The first 10 years of being a doctor are the most exciting and the most terrifying. Now, I'm a Stanford and Harvard trained anesthesiologist and integrative medicine specialist, and I want to share with you the top 3 things that I did not learn in medical school that would have made my doctoring experience so much smoother and more enjoyable in those first 10 years. No matter where you are in your medical profession, I recommend you start doing these today, and if you're a patient, look out for these in your doctor. And definitely stick around for number 3. It's my favorite, and I believe it gives my patients the best healing experience possible. Number 1 is the easiest. It's to sit at eye level with your patient. It's super high yield and doesn't take any time from your patient encounters. The reason this is so important is that there is inherently a power gap between doctor and patient. And anything doctors can do to level that playing field is in the best interest of the doctor and the patient. Of course, the doctor is the expert in the generalized medical knowledge, but the patient is going to be the expert of their symptoms and their body and their past experience. And when you're on a level playing field, both doctor and patient can work together to find a solution faster. Doctors need to recognize that patients are our allies in doing our job as efficiently as possible. Sitting at eye level not only helps that, but also helps patients feel more empowered to advocate for themselves so they can speak up and share what they feel is meaningful to their doctors. It's not always meaningful, but more often than not, I can do my job better if I know what my patient is thinking and what they're truly concerned about deep down. Have you ever felt your doctor was standing too high above you? Did it make you feel uncomfortable or less likely to speak up for yourself? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious about what your experience was in the office. I'm also curious about what you feel would make it easier for you to speak up with your doctor. Number 2, you have to learn how to interrupt. Patients have a lot of valuable things to share with their doctor, but unfortunately, there isn't always time to hear everything that the patient wants to share, especially in the real-life time pressures that doctors have with their patients. When time is running short, learning how to gracefully interrupt the patient and redirect is key to helping patients get the best care that they deserve and doing right by them. But I believe doctors interrupt their patients too often and too soon, like within the first 11 to 12 seconds of starting a visit. Patients don't like it being interrupted when they're sharing something deep or something emotional with their doctor. So learning how to redirect is that much more important, especially in sensitive patient interactions. I believe it starts by building a strong and compassionate rapport with each and every patient, no matter how limiting the time pressures are. Why? Because if the patient knows you're there because you genuinely care about them, prioritize doing right by them, and appreciate their experience, they're more likely to understand that there's a rationale to your doctoring approach, including how you speak with them. More importantly, if you have that strong rapport with your patient and you do accidentally interrupt them in the middle of something they felt was important, they are more likely to revisit what they wanted to share with you and better speak up and advocate for themselves. As a doctor, few things are more valuable than knowing what's important to your patient. For all you patients out there, let me know what you think in the comments below, if you agree with my doctoring approach or not, and if you disagree, that's okay, but I want to know why. And if you're learning something new, do please hit that like button and share what you've learned with others so your friends and loved ones can better get the medical care that they deserve. Number 3 is the most important, and it's setting expectations with your patient. To build the best relationship with your patients, you need to set the ground rules and those expectations. This is incredibly important, and it's why we go to school for over a decade, so that we learn when to say no. Anyone can learn how to do surgery, how to place breathing tubes, or prescribe medications. That's not the point of being a good doctor. It takes decades of experience to learn when not to do interventions. And knowing how to set those expectations is crucial to building the right relationship with your patient. It's easier said than done, especially if the medical plan is complex or constantly in flux. But knowing the limits of our medical knowledge and what you can promise to your patient will help your patient understand what is going on with their body so they can be realistically prepared. All too often in our Western medical system, patients haven't clearly been told what's going on with their body, why they're taking the medications they're prescribed, why their body isn't doing what it's supposed to do. How can our patients best advocate for themselves and speak up if they don't know what to expect, if they aren't prepared? It's like asking you to run a marathon without even preparing for it. You're not going to perform at your best. And setting those expectations and explaining the process clearly and compassionately is not only crucial for the relationship with your patient, but also so your patient can have trust in the medical system. And unfortunately, 20 to 80% of patients in the United States don't have faith or trust in their medical system. When you build that trust, it is easier and more respectful to make those interruptions when you need to. And it's augmented by sitting at eye level with your patient. All three of these things all come together, and they don't cost you anything. They don't take that much time out of your busy clinic schedule. Heck, I'm an anesthesiologist. Sometimes I only have a couple minutes before I put someone to sleep and take them to the edge of death, to that near-death experience. But I always try to work in even 1 minute to build that rapport so they know who I am, why I'm caring for them, and why their outcome is so important for me. But what do you think? Do you agree with my top 3 tips? Do you think there's enough trust in the healthcare system? And what do you think doctors can do to better build that trust with their patients so their patients can get the best possible healthcare that they deserve? Let me know below, and remember that you have more power over your health than you've probably ever been told.